Hello, everyone. Jonathan with Bull Volume here, giving a recap for the third week of January for trading. As we look ahead into coming week, we've got Martin Luther King Day on Monday, so shortened trading week ahead. And with that, we had a big change in market sentiment and conditions over the past week. My last video, I highlighted how I saw it as an opportunity to start to look to short the market, specifically the Russell 2000. I called that out on 110, and then you can see we had a nice gap up on 113 and then just a massive sell-off. So right now I got stopped out of that position. I would say it's time not to short the Russell 2000. I think there's going to be quite a bit of chop. So I still think the conditions set up for some bearish activity on small cap specifically. But right now I'm not looking to enter any positions. I did call out Lab D. So this is shorting the biotech. You can see that continues just to build momentum. And I have this set my entry points above the 20 period high. So once that is met, I look to enter a position there. So I always definitely have that on your radar. And then one final recap is I called out Albertsons on Sunday night. So that would have been the 110 before that date. You can see a massive 2 days of trading and then a sell-off. So if you were able to catch that move, you should have had some nice targets. I think it's over a 2 ATR move. And then obviously it sold off. So hopefully if you did enter, I was not advising entering any new positions as of last week, but the market has changed. But if you did catch that Albertsons, I think that was a good move, especially if you're a swing trader, a shorter term swing trader. But with that, let's look at where we're at for the week ahead. I like to start off with looking at the market from the IWB, so Russell 1000 capturing large cap, and then I'll also look at IWM looking at the Russell 2000, so small cap. So that's my starting point of market analysis, and you can see we've got weekly EMAs, 5 EMA pointing up, and we've got the MACD on the weekly chart gaining momentum, and we've got bull volume now green on the weekly. So all those conditions tell me that it's risk on. There's potential for more market upside. You can see we both hit 20 period close highs for both the IWM and the IWB. So that's my starting point, knowing okay, there's definitely some upside potential here. And then from there, I like to look at the individual spiders, the sector spiders, to see where is the best opportunities. I like to look at both relative strength and relative bull volume. And I'm seeing the financials as the best play right now. You can see I've got an open position on XLF. I got in on that midweek and looking to start taking some of my price target for the week ahead. So I would definitely say get some exposure in your portfolio to the financials. They've been on a nice uptrend, and I see that continuing. And then the rest of it, I would say, is more a defensive play. You can see XLU actually was able to get half my position settled this week and looking to continue to expand it. XLE has been on a massive tear. Industrials is starting to get some momentum. XLB, so materials. And then I see healthcare, which has been in a pretty solid sell-off, but you can see it's starting to consolidate. And there's some sectors there that could be potential. And then the real estate has had some nice momentum as well. So those are where I'm looking. I'm looking for defensive plays. And with that, I'm going to bring over what I like to look at for setup. So I look for breakouts, 20 period close highs, and I also look for reversals if it's closed. If the low of the reversal day is above the 20 period low high, so I call that low above high of low day. Kind of complicated name, but basically ensuring that the reversal is truly a reversal and you're not trying to catch bottom. Like I said, I think you need to gain some exposure to some financial ETFs. So I'm in KBWB, have been in that since this point right here. So seeing some nice upside, got about half my price targets hit. So I would advise looking at that. Also FAS, so this is a 3X financial ETF. So get some good exposure and some leverage. And then VFH, which is a non-levered ETF, looking at the financials. And then you got your Spider XLF, which I said. So I would look at one of those ETFs for your financial exposure. Then going over up to individual stocks. There's a couple that I'm looking to enter in. I think are some good buy entries, and I'm pulling over what my scan looks like. Just looking at all the stocks that meet the conditions for the scan, and I like to look at both relative strength and then the relative bull volume, and I combine those two to get a rank percent, so I know where to tick down my list. So you can see here, financials is definitely at the top. We've got SF, which I've got a position in, almost hit my first price target on Friday. Hopefully that'll hit throughout the week. We got KKR, which has been on a massive uptrend over the last 365 days. So you look at that relative strength and continue to buy winners is a good spot to be in. And then materials, containers, and packaging. I like to set up a PKG. We set a 365-day high up here, and then pretty solid sell-off, and it's been building momentum. I got this nice base. You call this a cup and handle, and we've got now a 20-period high close with some nice volume. Look at that, almost the highest volume for the past year. And so that's my signal that this is all setting up for some good conditions. You could set your stop loss about 232.23, or you could use the 20 EMA 231.71 and feel pretty comfortable that that's going to capture any just noise in the price movement. But you got some good upside here to recapture the 52-period high. GE is one that I've been in and looking to hit some of my price targets. You can see it's been a nice basing pattern for a while, and then has higher highs and lower lows over the past month or so, and then starting to break out. So GE is one that I'm continuing to hold and look for some price realization there. And then let's go over to real estate. So this is a setup that I think looks really good. This is WELL. This is a healthcare REIT. You can see just great momentum over the past year. And then we had this sell-off and really tight consolidation to create this nice solid base. And then we've started to break out from this. You can see the bull volume over the past 2 weeks has been either green or just low volume, which is all telling me that there's some nice accumulation. And we got the 20-period close high. So this is a position I'm looking and probably most confident heading into the week ahead. And then on healthcare, we got DVA. So this is some chop over the past couple months, hitting the high, and looks like we are going to test that high again. And I think there's plenty of upside here. You can see all this sell-off really was on low volume. Anytime you see a red on the bull volume, that means it's strong selling with strong volume. We did not see that with all this pullback here. We got some tight consolidation starting to break out to the upside. We saw that XLV is starting to gain momentum. So this is one that I'm looking for a potential breakout. WAB is another. This is Wabtec. This is industrials and machinery company. Really similar conditions to what I've been showing all of these charts where we've got the 52-period high, sell-off, low volume, real tight consolidation. It broke out of that consolidation, now setting some new 20-period highs with some good volume, and we've got the sector momentum behind it. So these are all defensive plays that I think all are really telling the same story, that these are all market caps above 10 billion, all in defensive sectors, all at or near 52-period highs after a pullback, tight consolidations. This is what you want to look for when you look for breakout candidates, and I think these are all setting up nicely. So this is what I'm looking at for the week ahead. Hopefully that gives you some good ideas of some potential swing trading opportunities. When I say swing trade, I'm talking 2 to 3 days before you hit your first price target. I like to target about 1.5 ATR and then move that up to several ATRs above that to capture, I'll call 1 to 2 weeks of price movement. And then I usually have one of my final price target, 10 to 15 ATRs, just to capture any big winners and make sure I get all that upside with a quarter of my positions. That's how I like to run my stock trading. I'll have future videos where I'll show some of my position sizing. I'll give you some calculators that you can use as well. But with that, thank you for watching. Please leave a comment if there's anything you'd like to see in my market recaps differently. I've got the 1 year daily chart here on my main screen, and then over on the sidebar, I got the weekly, both looking at the bull volume indicator and the MACD. that I also have Bollinger Band squeeze on my MACD. And then I have my sector, my market health indicators, which I think is a really clean setup. Lets me be able to analyze each stock or ETF quickly and consistently, and everything I have on my charts I use. So there's no fluff on here. Everything that's on here is either an indicator or price or volume metric that I look at and use in my trading analysis. That's all I have. Thank you for watching, and God bless.